Canada, a land of breathtaking landscapes, rich cultures, and a history as vast and varied as its geography. From ancient indigenous civilizations to the modern nation we know today, Canada's story is one of resilience, diversity, and transformation. Join us as we explore the entire history of Canada. Long before European explorers set foot on this land, Canada was home to a multitude of indigenous cultures. The Inuit thrived in the Arctic, developing ingenious ways to survive the harsh climate. The First Nations of the plains were skilled horsemen and hunters, following the great bison herds. The Métis, a unique blend of European and indigenous heritage, forged their own distinct culture. These societies were complex, rich in tradition, and deeply connected to the land. The relationship between the land and indigenous peoples is foundational to understanding Canada's history. Their stories, languages, and traditions have shaped the nation's identity. In the late 15th and early 16th centuries, European explorers like John Cabot and Jacques Cartier arrived in what is now Canada. They were drawn by the promise of new lands and resources. The establishment of New France marked the beginning of European colonization. Samuel de Champlain, often called the father of New France, founded Quebec City in 1608, laying the groundwork for a French presence in North America. The early interactions between European settlers and indigenous peoples were complex, involving trade, conflict, and alliances that would shape the future of the continent. The struggle for control of North America between the French and the British culminated in the 7 Years' War. The British emerged victorious, and the Treaty of Paris in 1763 marked the end of French colonial rule in Canada. The Quebec Act of 1774 allowed French Canadians to maintain their language, religion, and legal system, a decision that would have lasting impacts on the nation's cultural landscape. Following the American Revolutionary War, many Loyalists fled to Canada, bolstering the British presence. The War of 1812 further solidified Canadian identity. As the population grew, so did the desire for unification. Key conferences in Charlottetown and Quebec paved the way for Confederation. On July 1, 1867, the British North America Act united the provinces of Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia into the Dominion of Canada. Confederation was a crucial step in Canada's journey to becoming an independent nation. It set the stage for expansion and development across the continent. Canada's westward expansion was driven by the promise of land and opportunity. The completion of the Canadian Pacific Railway in 1885 connected the country from coast to coast. However, this expansion often came at the expense of indigenous peoples, leading to displacement and treaties that are still being addressed today. Immigration fueled economic growth, transforming Canada into a diverse and dynamic society. Canada played a significant role in both world wars, contributing soldiers and resources. The home front saw significant social and economic changes, including the rise of women's suffrage and labor movements. The interwar period was marked by economic challenges and the struggle for workers' rights, setting the stage for future social reforms. The post-Wapisiwad era brought economic prosperity and rapid modernization. The Quiet Revolution in Quebec transformed the province's society and politics. Canada became an active participant in international organizations like the United Nations and NATO, contributing to global peacekeeping efforts. The late 20th century saw significant social change, with indigenous rights movements gaining momentum and the government implementing policies of bilingualism and multiculturalism. The patriation of the Constitution in 1982 and the Charter of Rights and Freedoms marked a new era in Canadian democracy. Today, Canada continues to face challenges and opportunities. Economic development, environmental sustainability, and Indigenous reconciliation are at the forefront of national priorities. Canada remains a global leader in peacekeeping and humanitarian efforts, reflecting its values of diversity and inclusion. From its ancient roots to its modern achievements, Canada's history is a testament to the resilience and diversity of its people. As we look to the future, the lessons of the past guide us in building a more inclusive and prosperous nation. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the entire history of Canada. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating historical documentaries. See you next time.